Hi everyone, welcome back. Nicole here with Edge of Wild, and tonight I am putting the pumpkins that I pre-sprouted, pre-planted in the ground. So I'm down here in the pumpkin patch. I have the hills of compost behind me, and what these are just straight compost piled up on top of the grass. I mean, last year the piles are in the same spot, so like in theory they're on top of compost, but the weeds have pretty well taken over, so back on top of weeds again. I did come down with the weed whacker and I weed whacked around everything so that everything's nice and short. They're not being shaded out or competing with anything. So I'm just going to get started, put them all on the ground, and then I have Repels All. So this works really well. At least I've had really good success with it, and I want to put that on right away in the beginning because I don't want to put these nice little seedling starts out and then like tonight something come and chomp them all off. I do also have snail and slug bait and killer, but because it's a bait and draws them in, I don't really want to put that on until I start to see snails and slugs. So holding off on that, but definitely going to use the Repels All. I think I have 10 hills? No, 12. I have 12 hills made up. So I'm just gonna take all the containers that we have and start them all. Actually, germination wise, all of the gourds came up. I have one variety that, because I didn't label, I don't remember, that does not have 2. Everyone else has 2. And then the Hodens, the big ones, the Howdens, the big ones, all of those came up. So I'm going to put all of those in as well. I might put those in kind of like in corners of the hill and just kind of let them sprawl in different directions. So let's get started on that. So planting these pumpkins, pretty easy. I went with a really deep container so that I hopefully am not messing with their roots. I pretty much am just gonna dig around here in the compost, slide them out. Those are some really healthy looking roots. Settle them down in. And in theory, say grow. And we'll see. Okay, and just like that, they're all on the ground. So what I'm gonna do, take my Repelsol, I have just the little shaker top open, and I'm just gonna sprinkle it on around the hill. So not necessarily like super thick, but just enough so it's there. Really, the ingredient that's in this, so the active ingredients, whatever keeps things away. Whole, I don't know how to say that, some kind of funky scent word. Whole egg solids, cloves, and garlic oil. So more or less, it's stinky to all the critters, and they don't want to mess with it. So I'm just sprinkling these on, and I'll show you as I do that. Like I said, I'm just kind of taking this and sprinkling a little bit on the hill, so it's not super thick, but it's there. Then I'll move up to my next one and just repeat process. And then repeat process at the next place. Okay, so just to do a quick tour of what I know, what is what. All of the large pumpkins are planted down on this end, so I have this hill that is Howden's, this hill, the one next door, this one up here, and then this hill. So you can see they're just starting to get their first true leaf. And then from there, it kind of becomes a little bit more random. I do not know what is there. This is the hill that I thought had bad germination. I am not certain. You don't even know we see it anymore. Thought I had found an itty bitty maybe start. So when I had put it, oh, there it is. When I put it in the ground, I put it there, but I don't know that that's actually the pumpkin itself. So we'll see. I might have just planted a weed. Oh well. Also pumpkins that I do not know variety. Also unknown variety. More unknown. And then I know that the two hills on the very end here are the small gourds. So those are started in there. And these ones are started in here. We will see how everything does. It's like 60 degrees out now. It was 90 degrees yesterday, so I'm glad I didn't try to like plant them yesterday. We need rain really bad. Not like a ton of rain, but a good ½ inch would be nice. If we were to get that, I wouldn't have to worry about watering. There's still some moisture in the soil, but I think, I don't know that I'm not doing it tonight, but tomorrow I very possibly am going to come down with a watering can and just water everything in, just to give it a little bit of extra moisture. The roots all looked really healthy. Nothing looks super root bound yet, so I think they will transplant good without shock, but having some moisture doesn't necessarily hurt. Not a ton, because I want them to build their own root supply and kind of drive down for that moisture, but that way they're not competing against the things that already have the roots in the ground, taking up the moisture. And I think we're supposed to stay cooler this week, more in the 60s and 70s, which is good, because the last week and a half of like 80 plus 90, right after it only being like, you know, right after just having our last frost, has been kind of ridiculous for us. Okay, that's everything put in the ground. A little tour of what I know is what's where. Otherwise, I will keep you updated throughout the season as we go. But I'm hoping for more success than last year. Like, last year wasn't a fail, but it wasn't as successful as I was hoping for. So I'm hoping this setup, this theory, gives me a little bit more success. So, thank you for coming along. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope the pumpkins do well. I hope the deer decide to still not eat these. I hope starting them early has beat the chipmunks. So in theory, based on last year's challenges, critter-wise, I just have to deal with the slugs and the snails. So we'll see. Thanks for joining. I will see you in the next one.